You are now watching M.O.D Entertainment. Make sure you subscribe and check out the playlist.
I grew up hearing gunshots in the late night. Ghetto bird, police sirens as a mother cries. Just another victim of the Soundbrown genocide. Locals posted locked and loaded, ready to take lives. And when they heard the chief late, they would duck up out of sight. Like your car when the sun down, it was mission time. You had to stay alert cause bullets always travel blind. We stayed posted, we stayed drinking and we getting high. Marchando down the enemy's neighborhood as we ride. Put the hood, puta clica sample, fuck their side. No regrets, but the truth is no peace of mind.
G-File.
Now here you have the largest neighborhood, and the one that you definitely hear about, and the one that comes up to mind when you're speaking about Santa Cruz. You know what I mean? The neighborhood that definitely be popping it off. The original neighborhood. Now you have the Santa Cruz 13 neighborhood. Now this neighborhood has been right here already since the 80s. Late 70s, early 80s is when this neighborhood was established. Definitely large. You know, next to MS is definitely the neighborhood that you know, when you think about Santa Cruz, the two largest gangs would be those. And Santa Cruz, like I said, definitely gives law enforcement a hard time. They put in work, they kick it off, made the news several times for, you already know the whole works, you know what I mean? They're large, man, and they definitely keep it active, homie. This neighborhood definitely has its riders right there, you know what I mean? Causing chaos because it be cracking over there, you know what I mean? And these guys, are always in the mix right here, representing for their neighborhood, the SC neighborhood, and right there, you can find them throughout all of Santa Cruz, you know what I mean? Through the east side, you know what I mean? Because the west is obviously, is where the thingos are, but yeah, man, this neighborhood definitely be right there with it and kicking it off and putting their water on the map, homie, and right there representing. Now here's another neighborhood that you catch over here on the east side of Santa Cruz, which is the Santa East Side. The neighborhood that you see, SES, is how you see it up, because they're located on the east side of Santa Cruz. Now this neighborhood may not be as large as, like Beach Flats or Santa Cruz, but it's definitely with the business. You definitely hear about them, and they be putting in work, you know what I mean? They've been right here already in Santa Cruz for a cool minute, you know what I'm saying? Representing right there, since the 90s and holding it down, they definitely be putting their water on the map. These guys, ain't no chumps. Got a few homies from right here, shout out to the homie Sparky, Firme Camarada right there. Razor has another homie right there. And shout out to all the homies from Santa East Side that be right there representing, putting their water on the map and holding it down. All right, here you have the Villa San Carlos neighborhood. Now, the Villa San Carlos neighborhood is right here in San Carlos. Now, their territory was known as the Soquillo Avenue apartment complex. Right there throughout Soquillo Avenue, and those apartment complexes was known as their territory, their neighborhood. You know what I mean? You see it up as VSC. Villa San Carlos. Now, this neighborhood is small. You know what I mean? It's probably one of the smallest neighborhoods over here. You roughly don't see them up as much as you do like the rest of the neighborhoods over here. But nonetheless, homie, they got their riders. They still be right there representing it, and they still be holding it down and putting their water on the map. You know what I mean? So that's what's up with the Villa San Carlos right there. Now, one of the larger neighborhoods that you find over here in Santa Cruz will be the Santa Cruz Brown Pride neighborhood, which is Brown Pride Sureño Criminals. You know what I mean? Or Brown Pride, Santa Cruz, how you see it up, BPSC. That's what it stands for. Now this neighborhood, it's not old school. You know what I mean? It doesn't have that long that it's been up. But it spread fast. You know what I mean? Like it grew and got its numbers. Like pretty quickly. They be right here representing it. Going at it with the surrounding neighborhoods. The Northerners, the Cribs. You know what I mean? Like. Shit be cracking over here, homie, and the Brown Pride neighborhood is definitely with the business, homie. You definitely hear about them. They definitely be making noise, giving law enforcement a hard time, and this barrio ain't no joke. The Brown Pride neighborhood definitely be active, homie, and they be kicking it off and be representing right there for the barrio, and putting that shit on the map for sure. You know what I mean? And that's what's up with the Brown Pride neighborhood. Now, another large neighborhood that be right here in Santa Cruz is the Santa Cruz Beach Flat neighborhood, named after the Beach Flat Park, because that's their neighborhood. That's where they kick it at. In those surrounding areas, the back streets is where you can find this neighborhood. Now, this neighborhood is definitely large, definitely active. One of the neighborhoods that definitely be putting Santa Cruz on the map. You know what I mean? One of the ones that you definitely hear about. Right there in Beach Flat Park, also by Winkle Farm Park is another location where they be at. You know what I mean? And like I said, this neighborhood definitely with the business, homie. They be right there representing, posted, like doing their thing. You know what I mean? Going at it with the surrounding neighborhoods. And like I said, this neighborhood is definitely full of riders. They ain't no chumps. You know what I mean? And yeah, they be putting Santa Cruz right there on the map, homie, and putting it down for their area. It's one of the neighborhoods that one of the top neighborhoods that you hear about, when you're talking about the Santa Cruz area. You know what I mean? Not only that, they also got a few rappers that do their thing. You know what I mean? If you guys want to go check them out, they got a few videos right here on YouTube, and they definitely be, representing and putting their barrio on the map and holding it down. Here's another large neighborhood over here, which is the MS neighborhood, which I already have covered several times. Up north right here, it'll be a frequent name that you're gonna be, it's gonna be heard. You know what I mean? Because they have, a lot of members on this side, more than they do in Southern California, if anything. Which is Santa Cruz. Mara Salvatrucha, MS. But over here, their clique is called the Santa Cruz Salvatrucha Locos, is the name of the clique over here that be representing for them. And is one of the largest neighborhoods over here in Santa Cruz, and one of the ones that you definitely hear about and gives law enforcement a hard time. You know what I mean? These guys definitely be going at it, right there with everybody, and doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you guys already know the background on MS, because I already have covered them right here several times, and all MS is the same. MS. You know what I mean? Just different locations. They just pretty much separated by cliques. And over here you have the Salvatrucha Locos is the ones that be representing for them. And yeah, that's what's up with MS over here in Santa Cruz. Now here in Eureka, we also have the 18th Street Gang. Now the 18th Street Gang in Eureka is right here. It is located where the Bayshore Mall's at. So through those back ends is where you can find the 18th Street neighborhood. Now right here in Eureka, they have a strong presence. That is the gang that dominates this area. Is the largest. Now they've been right here in Eureka since the 90s. Um, you know, they're deep right here, homie. Like these guys ain't no joke, homie. They definitely with the business, giving law enforcement a hard time. On this side, definitely causing problems. You know what I mean? Made the news several times. For homicide. I'm telling you, man, these guys are definitely with the business, homie. They're not to be taken lightly. You know what I mean? And yes, is all 18th Street neighborhoods the same. Just like MS, it's a name you're gonna be hearing. Quite frequently. On this series. But yeah, that's what's up with the 18th Street right here in Eureka and putting it on the map right there. Now, another neighborhood that be right here in Eureka is the East Side Locals. Now, the East Side Locals um, is the other gang that's right here in Eureka that are Sureños. Um, their neighborhood is deep. You know what I mean? Going at it with 18th Street. Obviously, they're the two dominant gangs in this area, and they definitely be putting their neighborhood on the map. They get active. They be putting in work on me. Like these guys ain't no chumps. Another neighborhood that be making the news and giving law enforcement a hard time over here. Now, the East Side Locals neighborhood, you can find them. Their neighborhood was located on 9th and H. So through that area is what's known as the East Side Locals neighborhood. Like, yeah, homie, they definitely with the business, homie. They get it on and cracking, homie. These guys ain't no jokes. You know what I mean? Even though their neighborhood is not that old school and or like like known like the rest of the sets right here. Nonetheless, homie, they still put it down. They still be representing and they definitely be putting the neighborhood right there on the map. For the East Side Locals and right there representing.